Hello everyone. Before I get into the video, I want to make this quick disclaimer that the gameplay you are about to see may be somewhat lopsided because I have a very extreme plan for attacking the Discord meta in coming weeks. If you've already seen this disclaimer or you don't care, feel free to skip to the timestamp listed below. So, what's the problem? The problem with the Discord meta is that it is extremely dominated by blue mid-range and control players and also graveyard combo players. If we take the data, excluding myself from the results, the last few weeks, the 11-16 weekly, was 73% blue mid-range and control, 18% graveyard combo, and there was one other aggro deck that was not me. Similarly, for the week of the 9th, when I wasn't there, it was still 60% blue mid-range and control, 20% graveyard combo, and only 20% aggro. 11-2, it was 44% blue mid-range and control, 33% graveyard combo, 11% artifact combo, and 11% aggro. This is not new. This has been going on for what feels like forever. 10-26, it was 73% blue mid-range and control, 18% graveyard combo, one creature combo deck, and there was no aggro decks or any other normal mid-range decks. 10-12, it was 46% blue mid-range control, 15% graveyard combo, and then this was maybe the most diverse it's been in a while. It was 15% aggro and 15% other combo, one Time Vault, and one Nadu deck. So what does this mean? This means that there is consistently 40 to 70% presence of blue decks in the meta, plus another 15 to 33% of graveyard combo decks. And these almost always include blue as well. I just don't consider them blue in the same way as a blue mid-range deck. This means that the saturation of blue decks that care about their graveyard and rely on their graveyard is about 70 to 85% in typical weekly, and I expect to face 2, possibly 3 of these decks every single week. These decks all have weaknesses to very similar things, and there are options to deal with these types of decks that are really nuclear in scale. Things that, I like playing Rest in Peace, and I think it's, defensible in a lot of places, but there are things like Choke, Boil, Scald, Red Elemental Blast, Pyroblast, all these things that could be played, and you probably should never play them in a normal, diverse metagame. But guess what? The Discord meta is not a diverse metagame. Discord meta is extremely predictable, and until after December 15th, which is the cutoff for earning qualifying points for the Discord year-end, I'm going to be heavily metagaming. I'm tired of trying to play fair decks and losing, and you know what? If people are going to be really predictable, I'm going to take advantage of that. So the disclaimer I'm going to give is do not try what I'm doing in these videos unless you are A, really, really certain about what your metagame will look like, and B, you're not worried about your opponents having fun. It turns out that when you play really extreme and egregious hate pieces against people, they tend to not enjoy it, but guess what? We're playing a competitive format, and the weeklies, even though they are for fun, so to speak, they do have some amount of stakes in them, and they are meant to be competitive. So I'm not really worried about my opponents having fun. I'm worried about winning the game. And to be honest, the amount of games I would win is going to be very, very small if the metagame was a lot more diverse. So people kind of brought this on themselves. We will see how it goes over the coming weeks, but this is my disclaimer going forward for the next 4 weekly events. Hello everyone. For this week, I'm playing Grixis Tempo. I know that I said I was being anti-blue, and I am going to be anti-blue. I just wanted to explore what does that look like playing an actual blue deck yourself. You get to play things like Red Elemental Blast, Pyroblast, Mystical Dispute, that sort of thing. They're not necessarily as hard of haymakers as something like Choke or Rest in Peace, but to be honest, I had built a sort of Boros aggro deck using a bunch of hate pieces, and it felt kind of samey to the one I played last week, and just didn't feel like it was coherent. It was a little too split. So I sort of went back to the drawing board and came up with this deck. It's been a while since I played a blue deck. I like playing blue, but the Discord metagame is so blue that usually I don't have the desire to play blue. But I wanted to test this theory of can you build sort of an anti-blue blue deck. Most blue decks right now are focused on card advantage and just going straight over the top. And even though they play many of the same cards that this deck does, they're actually sort of light on counter spells. So something like Counter Magic, they'll play like 15, 13 counter spells, and they're focused on like high quality counter spells that counter like everything. This deck gets to play things like Delay and Force Spike and Miscast and Dispel and Flusterstorm, and really is just trying to win on the stack. And also to sort of hedge against blue decks, we're playing some uncountable removal spells like Long Goodbye and Sudden Edict. And the goal is to just sort of get underneath everybody and prevent card advantage from accumulating by countering everything that's important. For my point spread, I'm doing Ancestral Recall, Mystical Tutor, and Strip Mine. This is probably wrong. To be honest, the Delve spells are so powerful that it's sort of, I think it's wrong, honestly, to not include them in most blue decks. I know some blue pilots will disagree, but honestly, the blue Delve spells are the most powerful one-pointed cards. But there's a reason I'm not running them, and the reason is that I actually have a lot of emphasis on my graveyard with things like Barrow-Goyf, Dragonslayer Channeler, Nethergoyf. These cards want me to keep my graveyard healthy, and I am already taxing it with things like Abhorrent Oculus and Murktide Regent. And adding a third Delve spell is pretty rough. I also have Cling to Dust, but escaping that is sort of a backup plan. It's not like the main game plan. And so I really want my graveyard to stay healthy. I don't want to eat at it constantly. And also, when you're trying to get underneath a deck, something like Treasure Cruise is really, really good for fueling back up and having a big tempo swing in the mid game, but is absolutely abysmal to draw in the early game, which means that when you're trying to play like a low resource game, you don't want to have clunky things that you can't cast in your hand. You want to have your options available at all times. Mystical Tutor gets you Ancestral Recall, so it's really good. Also gets you anything else you might want, Force of Will, etc. You're against combo, you need protection, it goes to protection. Same with Merchant Scroll. And that's sort of left with, like, what am I going to use for my 10th point? I could use Mana Drain. Mana Drain as counterspell is just fine, but I don't really have a lot to use the Mana Drain mana on, and I decided to opt for Strip Mine. I don't really expect this to greatly impact the mana bases that I'm going for, but the hope is to try to keep the game fairly low resource. If my opponent is going to 4, 5, 6 mana, it's hard to utilize soft counter magic, and this deck really thrives on low resource games, so the goal is to try to keep the game low resource. Playing some spicy ones like Dark Confidant, because again, without having the Delve spells, you have fewer big things that will just murder you if you flip them off to Confidant. Obviously, Murktide still hurts, Force still hurts, Lorien Revealed still hurts, but the rest of the deck is pretty cheap. And yeah, this is Grixis Tempo. It's been a long time since I've played blue decks. Even though I think that this is well positioned, I think I'm a decent player. It's been a long time since I've actually grinded any sort of blue deck, so I'm sure I will make mistakes. But, this is just an experiment, so let's see how it goes. Are you keeping?
I'm thinking.
All good?
Yeah, I'll keep.
Yep, I will keep as well. So start us off whenever you're ready.
Okay. I'll do a Marsh Flats since I go.
I'll play this Tropical Island and say go.
I'll fetch on the end step.
Yep.
Yeah, a Undercity Sewers. Surveil.
Yep.
And a Misty.
Okay.
Go to my.
Yep.
Go to my turn.
Yep.
Do a Scrubland and say go.
Okay. Play this Wasteland.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to hit your Undercity Sewers.
I will float a blue and then, yep.
Okay. I'll go to my second main phase.
Yep.
Play this Deathwitch Shaman.
Sure.
Take a
Play a Darker Wastes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Draw. I will let you recall me.
I will attempt to drown on the lock, taking a damage.
Okay. We'll keep your fetch land.
Mhm.
And I'm going to cast this Spell Pierce.
Yep.
All resolves. 1,
Yep.
2, 3. I will play this Wood Foothills as my land and
Mhm.
fetch.
Mhm.
I'm going to get a Badlands and play this Dragon's Rage Channeler.
Mhm.
And then I will say go.
A Seacrem Coast.
Okay.
Cast a Blood Chief's Thirst, targeting the Deathrite Shaman.
Yep. My hand. Yep, that happens.
And we'll say go after that once you're done.
Land instant creature.
Sounds good.
Untap. Draw. I'd like to cast this Wing into Dust, targeting your Blood Chief's Thirst. So go.
Yes.
Rail. Yeah, I'll bin this Brainstorm.
Mm-hmm. Cling to dust is fine.
Draw. Play this island.
Mm-hmm.
And I will attack you for 1.
Yep.
So go.
A Flooded Strand. Cast a Animate Dead, target your Deathrite Shaman.
Targeting Death, right? Sure.
Like to say go after that.
-1, -0.
Correct.
I'll cast this Mystical Tutor on the instant.
Good. Yep.
I'll pin this Duress.
Mm-hmm.
Then Tutor resolves.
Sure.
Tap, upkeep, draw, dismember. I will pay 4 life to dismember the Deathrite Shaman trigger.
Yeah, trigger is good.
That can stay on top.
Okay, I would like to fetch. I'm gonna get a UC and cast a Reprieve.
to cast a Flusterstorm. I know what my top card is. I'm keeping it.
That is fine. Death rate will die.
All Death Rate dies. Goes back in here. I have Delirium now.
Mhm.
I will go to combat and attack you for 3.
Yep. Go to 13.
I will pass the turn after that.
Draw. Play Otawara. Cast Triumph of St. Catherine.
Sure.
So go.
That would keep draw. Like to pay 4 life to snuff out your Triumph of St. Catherine.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll keep it on top.
Okay. Triumph Sugar. And stops.
And I'm going to attack you for 3.
Yep. Go to 10.
And I will pass the turn after that.
Okay. You want 1, 2, or 3?
You have 2.
Would like to cast Dismember, paying 0 life.
All remand this member. So
Just for Surveil, I would like to remand the remand.
yes.
I'll draw for remand, and then Surveil is good.
I'll get this period.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Dismember will resolve.
Pass the turn after that.
Tap, draw. I will say go.
Go ahead.
And step out flashing spell monsters.
That is fine.
Okay, ping you. You don't
Yep.
hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
Tap, draw. Play this Underground Sea. Go to combat.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Yep. 7.
Pass.
Island. So go.
Draw. Go to combat.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Yep. 5.
I'll play this Mystic Sanctuary.
Yep.
Target my recall.
Yep.
And I will say go.
Go.
Tap, draw recall.
Yep.
2.
Yep. 3.
Scroll.
Good.
Get a force flow.
Sure.
I'll play this Marsh Flats and Sicko.
Go ahead.
I guess I'll fetch.
Yep.
City's yours.
Mm-hmm.
Fail. Keep it on top. Okay. On this one.
Mhm.
Keep for 2.
Yep. Go to 1.
Try to recall me.
Recall target you is fine.
2, 3. Vista. Another Goyf.
Yes.
Sego.
Try to bitter triumph. Another go fun and step. Discarding Bloodstone Mire.
I'll remand.
Sure. Good. Go to my turn.
Yep.
Draw. Miracle cast triumph.
Sure.
They go.
Step will sudden edict. Helping you.
Like to spell pierce.
A split second.
But a split second. I gotcha. Yep. I'm good to scoop.
Yep.
I'll try this one. Bottom this.
Okay. Starts off.
Do a Misty and Sigo.
Rock in the steam vents.
Yep.
Cast this Ragavan.
Yep.
There you go.
Fetch.
Yes, yeah, fetch is good.
Get Undercity.
Okay.
Surveil. Well. Been a Troll of Cosset Doom.
Okay.
Turn. Will shock a Hollowed Fountain. And Sego.
Draw. Play this swamp. Red combat.
Yep.
Ragavan.
Yep. You get a Prismatic Ending.
I'm going to play this Dark Confidant.
Yep.
And I will say go.
And Sip, I'm gonna Cling to Dust my Misty to draw a card.
Sure.
I'll go to my turn.
Yep.
Draw. Play a Tundra and Sego.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Keep Dark Confidant trigger. Deal Delver Secrets.
Yep.
1. Turn. I'd like to go with combat.
Yep.
Swing 4.
I would like to push the Ragavan.
I will remand.
Like to Spell Pierce.
Well, Pierce will counter Remand. And I'd like to crack this treasure for blue and Flusterstorm all copies targeting Fatal Push.
That is fine. No effects after combat.
Right, so 4 damage.
Yep. 11.
4. Is
this scrub land?
Play this Wooded Foothills and fetch myself a volcanic island. Play this Delver. Pass the turn over to you.
Draw. Play Ottawara as land.
Okay.
I would like to move to end step.
Sure.
In my end step, I'd like to cast a dress down.
Yep.
Draw. I'd like to pass the turn from there.
Okay. Yep. I have no upkeep triggers because I was dressed down.
Yep.
That. Draw. I will go to combat.
Yep.
For 5.
Yep. Go to 6.
Second main, I'm going to cast this Expressive Iteration.
Love. Excuse me. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Take this one. Show you there and put this one on the bottom. Then I would like to move to my end step.
Yep.
Sound dies.
Yep.
I will pass the turn. Stays
Draw. Play Caracas as land.
Yep.
I would like to say go.
I'll do the Delver. Reveal nothing. Reveal from Dark Confidant, Air Mesa.
Yep.
I'm gonna go to combat for 5.
Yeah, I would like to Caracas the Ragavan.
Yep.
And then still before blocks. Cast an opposition agent.
Sure. The 4 blocks. I would like to cast this Sudden Edict.
Yeah. Yep. And then I take 3.
March Flats. Get myself an Underground Sea. Cast this Dreadwort Arcanist. And I will pass.
Dark Slick Shores. You got it.
Okay.
Nothing I can do.
Start us off.
Okay, I'm gonna just play Undercity Sewers Surveil 1.
Sure.
I'll keep that on top and I'll pass.
I'll go Spirefluff Canal into Ragavan.
You've got it.
Yep.
Draw.
Yep.
Oh god, that's gonna be kind of fucking terrible for me. God, this is fucking red-blue base. We'll play Underground Sea, and then Yeah, I think this is just more important. I will cast a Grim Monolith, and I'll pass.
Tap, keep, draw. Go to combat. To you.
Yeah. Go to 18, you flip a City of Solitude.
No thanks. Thanks, but no thanks.
I think it seems fantastic.
I'm gonna play this. Misty Rainforest and this Delver Secrets.
You've got it.
And say go.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Volcanic Island.
Yep.
I really, really hate my life right now with all of this going on. Well, it doesn't do what I want it to do. You have 5 cards in hand?
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4 in hand. That. Yeah, it's not good enough in general. But... Sorry, I haven't played this deck in forever. I'm like having to think
You're good.
about all this shit. I think I just need to. I do have one left over. Yeah, no, I don't want to. I don't think I actually care. I'm gonna just play out a Moon Silver Key and I'll pass.
I'm gonna fetch in response to the Moonsilver Key.
Yeah, you've got it. 19.
I'm gonna get a Volcanic Island and Spell Snare.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I have no other response. I have nothing else I'll be doing for turn.
Okay. Somewhere in here. Second from the bottom, of course. Alright, good, my turn.
Yeah, you've got it.
Keep Delver trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Reveal EI.
Yeah, you've got it.
EI for turn. Go to combat. Attack you for 5.
Yeah. I'll go to 13 and you flip a Lotus Petal.
Sure, I'll play the Lotus Petal.
Okay.
We'll cast this Expressive Iteration.
You have got it.
And reveal Polluted Delta. Put this on the bottom. And I will and use a treasure. This fetch will go get me a basic island, and I'll play Psychic Rogue.
Yeah, you've got it.
And I will say go.
Untap, upkeep. Okay. You have 3 cards in hand still.
3 in hand, yep.
They hand attack. There's a Blackleaf Cliffs tapped.
Okay.
Why? Oh, fuck, I gotta do fucking math. Probably taking something that's relatively decent. Got 4, 6, 9, so basically not that many looks. 2 turn clock, potentially 3, potentially 1. I think that I will. I really fucking hate my life right now. Brave play in this situation. I'm losing if I don't just fucking do it. That won't help me anyhow. Drawing 1, 2, 3, or recalling next turn, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I think that's my only line right now. I'll have 1 colorless floating. Fabricate.
Sure.
Shit. That card is right here. My hand is right there. Grab Blindside Diamond.
Okay.
If I do that, I'll even. Well, now I actually don't have enough mana to do what I want to do, but that's fine. One color's floating, so I do that.
You have 2 cards in hand? 3?
3 with the Lion's Eye Diamond. I have 1 colorless floating, so I would cast that.
Are you casting LED right now, or are you just thinking?
Well, I'm just doing math really quickly. Sorry, I know it's taking a hot second. That's my apologies.
No. I want to know when you're casting LED. That's all. If
No,
you
that's
are.
okay. I don't think I get another turn, so yeah. Cast the LED. Do you have any responses?
Yeah, I'm going to crack the pedal on the treasure to cast this Mana Leak.
I think that I'll use the colorless. I have floating still from the Grim Monolith, and I'll pay for it.
Okay. Pay for it, sure.
And then LED probably resolves, and I'll pass it over to you.
Okay. Untap.
Yeah, 3 in hand. Oh, did you use the Lotus Petal, by the way, to cast
Yes.
that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, all good.
Off return. I'm going to pitch this Underground Seed to my frog.
Yeah, got it.
And
so you got 3 in hand.
I have 2 in hand.
2 in
We'll
hand.
attack you for 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, I go to 6. You get a jump on mine.
Draw a card from frog.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play this Wasteland and hit your Volcanic Island.
Fine.
And then I will pass the turn over to you.
Okay, and you've got 2 in hand.
2 in hand, yep.
Draw. I either win or lose this turn. Cast Infernal Tutor, hold priority crack for 3 black.
Hammer spell.
Good game too.
Yep. Try this hand.
Okay. Okay. There's a gemstone mine. I'll tap it for a red.
Yep.
Cast Gamble.
Sure.
Are we gonna be gaming today? Okay, I'll shuffle in a second, but let me.
Yep. 7 cards in hand or 6?
This should be 6 in hand. 'Cause I've done land gamble. You can roll, or you can just tell me what you want. It's 1-6.
I'll roll. 1.
Lion's Eye Diamond.
That's where you want that thing, right?
No, I'll pass.
Draw. I'm gonna hope that you breaking that gamble is okay. I'm gonna play this Mystic Sanctuary, tap, and say go.
Okay. I gotta.
Finish shuffling it.
Yeah, this is the only thing I hate about Highlander is that all the fucking shuffling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're at 6 in hand still. That's at 2. Draw. Blackleaf Cliffs.
Yeah.
Go to 1
Mm-hmm.
for a monolith.
Okay.
And then after that, I'll pass. And I have 4 in hand.
Draw. Strip mine. I'll strip your Blackleaf Cliffs
That's fine.
and play this Delver.
Yeah.
And say go.
Draw. Okay. So 5 in hand still. Have drawn for turn. I've not taken any game actions.
Yes.
Here's a volcanic island.
Yep.
I mean, 2 floating. Cast breach.
Yep.
Use that. Go down to use it for a blue. Show you this vision charm. Mill myself for 4.
Yeah. Okay. This positive with.
So I can basically just go. I have 2 colorless floating still off of this, so I can cast this.
Cast LED, and then you can cast Vision Charm 3 times for 12 cards.
Yeah, and I'm basically just going to be
So it's
trying to do
neutral.
this to get.
So it's neutral. So you'll eventually hit something.
Yeah, I'll probably eventually hit. I'll eventually hit like oh god, what's it called?
Breakers or something.
I'll eventually hit Brain Freeze. I have enough in yard to just cast it and the LED.
Yeah. Okay. I'm willing to skip to that.
Okay. Actually, I'm incredibly bad if I do that. Just keep that. Play strip mine. Okay, let me just write down the mulligans. So 5 to your 6.
Yep.
And I'm good to go.
I'm gonna play this Measures Bobble and bobble myself.
Okay.
I'm going to play this Prismatic Vista and fetch.
Yeah.
Get myself a basic island.
Oh, thank God, not a swamp.
And I will pass the turn. I have a bobble trigger on your upkeep.
That's fine.
Keep all draw.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Draw. I'm gonna go to 18 get View.
I have a Fiery Islet, a Watery Grave, a Snapcaster Mage, a Sprite Dragon, and a Counterspell.
Okay, so you got a Sea Spell, Snappy.
Play open if that's.
Oh, it's alright either way. So you got Islet, Water Graves, Counterspell, Snappy, Sprite, and that's all. That's the 5. Okay. Raw. Okay, so you have mana up for next turn. There's not a line to do that. Chalk and Water Grave go to 16.
Okay.
And I'll just pass it over to you.
Sprite Dragon going to 18.
Yeah.
Tacky for 1.
Yeah, 15.
Pass.
End of turn, I'll Thought Scour myself.
Okay.
You see Brainstorm and Strategic Planning, and I draw.
Yep.
I'll go to my turn.
Yep.
Draw. You could just scare the fucking shit out of you, I guess. I'm not gonna do that. Grubland. Black Lotus, because I don't think he played permanent removal. I'll cast Wail the Forgotten. Mode is look at top 3, one in my hand, rest in my graveyard.
Yeah, strategic planning.
Yeah, strategic planning.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. I'll take this card. I'll bin Grim Monolith Cabal Ritual.
Okay.
And then I will pass it over to you.
Draw.
Yeah.
I'll shock in this Watery Grave.
Yeah, 17.
I'm going to take 1.
Yeah.
And cast a Lightning Bolt targeting you.
12, and that gets 1 counter.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm at 10. Untap, upkeep. Did I need to do anything in upkeep? No. Well, Windswept Heath. Fuck, I gotta think about this for a second. I fucking hate being out of practice, so we do that. That. Yeah, that seems like the right choice to do it that way. I'm gonna cast Abeyance targeting you. So you can't cast instant sorcerers or activate abilities requiring activation cost that aren't mana abilities, and then I would draw a card.
Cards in hand?
3.
Can't interact afterwards anyway, so counterspell.
Yeah. I will crack Windswept Heath, go to 9.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm going to get a Plateau. I'm going to crack that for 3 black. Use black and the Plateau to cast Demonic Council with Delirium as instant sorcery land artifact.
Yep.
I will get Underworld Breach with... Oh, wait, no, I have to use the 2 black, not use Plateau, my bad. So I'd have 1 black floating, my bad. I almost did my math wrong. And then I'd use the Plateau. Yeah, use the Plateau.
Crazy, had like a perfect 5-card hand.
Yeah, no, that... So my opener was... say, just get that. Those 2. Yeah, no, the Gataxian Probe got me the Black Lotus. The Thought Scour got me the Demonic Council. And then I drew the Abeyance and the Whale. Because I'm going to now go ahead and I should be able to just do Black Lotus and Tomb. Well, Black Lotus for black. Cast it. Exiling sorcery. Instant. Sorcery. Still have Delirium. Have 1 black floating again. Go ahead, cast Demonic Council. Find Brain Freeze.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
I'm good to go. I'm keeping my 7 as well. Start us off.
Alrighty. Good luck.
Good luck.
Let's just start it off with a Underground Sea. I'll pass.
I'm going to play an Underground Sea, but I'm also going to play this Inquisition of Kozilek.
Ooh, okay. Playing blue this week. I will I'll let it resolve. I will show you a Lauren Revealed, a Wasteland, a Lord of Change, Assassin's Trophy, Gristlebrand, and Necromancy.
Yes, I'm going to take the Necromancy.
Gotcha.
And I will say go.
There is it. I would like to Island Cycle Lauren Revealed.
Yep.
I will go get a, let's say, a Tropical Island. Get back over here. Alright. Alright, good on my turn?
Yep. Yep.
Alright, untap and draw. Okay, this Tropical Island.
Okay.
I will say go.
Tap, keep, draw. Going to play this Gloomlake Verge. And
Alright.
cast this Deathrite Shaman.
Alrighty.
And then I say go.
Alright. I will, on your end step, I'm going to consider. I'll keep it on top and draw.
Okay.
Goodbye turn.
Yep.
Draw.
Yep.
I'll play this Wasteland.
Okay.
I'll use 3 mana and play Uro.
Yep, that's pretty good.
ETB trigger. I will
Yep.
draw a card. Gain 3. I will not put a land into play. And then Uro will die.
Okay.
So you go.
Draw. Going to play this mountain.
Okay.
And I will pass over to you.
Alrighty. Attack. Draw. I will play an Otawara.
Okay.
Tap Otawara and play Mental Note targeting myself. Mill
Sure.
2, draw card.
Yep. Yep.
I'll mill a land and an Oath of Druids and draw.
Okay.
You go.
And step back to eat your consider out of your yard.
Alright, and that's good.
Take 2.
I will.
Go to my turn. Tap up.
Yeah.
Draw. I will pass the turn.
Do that. I will, on your end step 2, I'm going to Assassin's Trophy DRC. Not DRC, Death Rat Shaman. DRS.
I'd like to cast this spell pierce.
Pierce. Okay. That's cool.
Then
I will.
can I just get a count of your graveyard?
Sure. Just number of cards.
Yeah,
1,
1,
2,
2.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, yeah, you can get
7 cards.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. Finish your turn.
Still on your end step. I would like to wasteland your blue-green duo.
No, this is so I have an Underground Sea and a Gloom Lake Verge, which is blue-black.
Blue-black. Oh, you're blue-black.
This one, the Verge,
Yeah, that one. Yeah, the Verge.
I will eat your mental note in response.
Keep mental note. Okay. I take 2.
Yeah, you take 2 down to 19. Go ahead.
Alright, I go. Draw. To opt. Spray 1, draw 1.
Sure.
Keep that on top. Draw.
Yep.
Play a Bayou.
Okay.
And do 2. I'm gonna exhume.
Only creature is
Zoom good?
Burrow.
Only creature in mine's are row.
That's fine. gain
I'll
3.
bring Arrow back. I'll gain 3, go to 22, draw a card. I'll put a land in play. It'll be a Wooded Foothills. Uro will die.
Yep.
And I will pass.
My deck is doing interesting things. I will pass the turn over to you.
I will fetch.
Yep.
Go to 21.
Yep.
Search for a Black Surveil land.
Okay.
There we go. Surveil in a sec. Alright, spell trigger. I'll keep that on top. Go to my turn.
Yep.
Oh. I'm going to try to escape Uro. Exiling 5 other cards. I will exile land, you, and you. Exiling 3 lands and 2 cantrips, basically.
Yep.
Would you like to respond?
Yes. Cast this Red Elemental Blast.
Ooh.
Counter target blue spell.
Alright. I'll say go.
Your end step. What do you have in your yard? Bill?
Currently, Uro, Exhume, Assassin's Trophy, Oath, and Necromancy.
I will eat your Exhume.
Zoom. Give Zoom to my Zoom.
19. That's my turn.
Yep. Yep.
Draw. We're just gonna cast this Chain Lightning targeting you.
Chain Lightning targeting me? Okay.
Yep.
Go to
Yeah.
16.
Yep, and I'll pass.
Alright, untap. Roll. I'm going to duress you. Show me your secrets.
You have 4 cards.
4 cards in my hand, 2 of them unknown.
Yeah, that's fine. I have a Flusterstorm, a Daze, a Counterspell, and a Force of Will.
Mm. Ah. Well, I don't like hearing that. Mm. See, Flusterstorm is counter instant or sorcery unless I pay right.
Yeah, once you pay 1 and it has Storm.
Pay 1 and it has Storm, yeah?
Yep.
Ooh. God. Among all of these counter spells, what do I get rid of? I think I may have to just get. I will get rid of actual factual counterspell.
Okay.
I did not see that, Raggy. Alright, your go.
Alright, I'll eat your duress.
It is eaten.
My turn. Need some action, so cast this expressive iteration.
Okay.
2. God. Great. Exile this Mesa, put this on the bottom. I mean, it's fine, but it's like. Play this Mesa.
Yeah, it could be better. Yeah.
I will take up.
Untap. Raw. Yeah. I'm gonna double tutor.
Demonic Tutor.
Demonic tutor, D-tutor. You get on it?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fine. Okay. I will search for a card. Dang, where's it at? Yes, I know what room it is. Why did I not use that? Oh, right.
Say how you nailed it.
Oh, yeah.
Oops.
Oops. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Ooh. Now I don't know what to get. Sure. Look at you.
Okay.
Yeah. For the sake of clarity, I was like, ooh, I'll go get Oath of Druids.
Oh, yeah.
Totally forgot it was in there. It was
Yeah.
in my bin.
Yep.
Kids, this is why you double check your graveyard before you search.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll add this card to my hand.
Yep. Yep.
So we're going to change it up. We're going to Collective Brutality. And it has Escalate Discard card. I will escalate it twice. Modes, I'm going to choose...
All of them, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, pretty much. So it's going to be look at your hand, discard an instant or sorcery. I'll give Death Threat -2/-2, and drain you for 2, gain 2.
Alright, I'm gonna fetch.
So, yeah, you can fetch.
I need a volcanic island, and I will Fluster Storm with 2 copies plus the original on your spell.
Yeah, that's cool.
Then I don't know if you're doing anything else with your turn.
Nah, I'm going to pass after that. When you,
Okay.
You're good after me,
End
shuffle.
step, I will eat your.
Yeah. Alright, would you like to tap Death Right, or you want to keep that Fluster Storm tap? No, you're good. I'm just messing with you.
Go ahead, my turn.
Go to 12.
Untap. Draw. Yeah, here, that one is a good card. I'm going to recall me.
Recall. Okay. You may recall.
2, 3. Bunch of stuff. This is Verdant Catacombs. And this. Yeah, we'll just pass after that.
Alrighty. Cards in your hand?
5.
5? Okay. Okay. Going to cast Animate Dead.
Targeting.
Targeting... I'll target Lord of Change.
I'll respond by fetching.
Okay.
We're going to get a tropical island. And then try to exile your Lord of Change with Death Ray.
Right. That's cool.
Anything else?
Thinking... think I'll pass.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I would like to cure Uro.
Uro will be eaten.
And I will just pass the turn over to you.
All right. Draw. Nope. Need to do that right. I'll pass.
Upkeep, draw. I will cast this Serum Visions.
Okay.
Draw, scry 2. We will top. And I will pass the turn over to you.
I'll do 2 mana for an unmarked grave. Search for a non-legendary creature and
that's
put it
fine.
in the graveyard.
I can resolve.
Or non-legendary card. Yeah. Legendary card we will get. Archon of Cruelty. I will pass.
And step, I will eat your Archon.
Cool.
Untap. Keep. Draw. Pass the turn.
Pass the turn?
Yep.
Okay. Draw.
Oh wait, I have to go to discard.
Oh, yeah, you can go ahead.
I will discard this.
Going to exile 6 cards. Pay 2 for dig.
3 mana available.
3 mana available, and Grizzlebrand's the only card in my graveyard.
We'll replicate a lose focus once on it. Counter unless you pay 2 twice.
Going to float 2, and then return Trop to my hand to Daze, one of them.
Or I will pay for days.
Cool. Yeah. That gets countered.
Okay.
I'll pass.
I don't think you made a land drop if you want to make a land drop.
I don't have a land.
Days.
Where did I put it? Oh yeah, I put it back down. Now I'll make a land draw. Here you go.
Instead, I'll eat your Grizzlebrand. 6.
Yep.
Uh, Steam Vents, why not? Sego.
Alright, that's it. Draw. Pass.
End step, I will eat your Dick for 10. Tap. Draw. Tap for turn.
Play swamp. Pass.
End step, I will eat your days. And I will flash in this Brazen Borrow.
Okay.
Tap. I'll attack you for 3.
Yeah.
5, right?
Yep.
I will
Yep. 5.
play Delver Secrets and Sega.
Surveilture.
Sure.
Go to game 2.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll keep my 7.
Alright, start us off.
Going to Shock and a Water Grave, go to 18.
Yep.
And I'm going to Inquisition of Kozilek you.
Right. I have a Dispel, a Steam Vents, a Dread Fugue, an Island, a Sprite Dragon, a Chain Lightning, and I assume you take this Ancestral Recall.
Yeah, that's definitely the get.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Shell Shock into Steep Vents and Sigo.
Draw. Wooded Foothills.
Yep.
Sigo.
Island. That's the Sprite Dragon.
Okay.
Then I will pass the turn.
On your step, I'm gonna crack this.
Yep.
And surveil. Yeah, France surveil land.
Okey-doke. Somewhere in there, eh?
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Edge base. It was right behind the breeding pool. Like I was like, tropical island breeding pool.
Yeah.
Not it. Spell trigger.
Yep.
Get up in that. Still on your end step.
That's a breeding pool? Okay. Yes.
No, this is a botanical sanctum.
Okay. Yep. Still on my end step.
Slightly worse breeding pool. Yeah, still on that step. I'm going to mystical tutor.
Okay.
Alright, search for a card. Instant or sorcery.
We have about 12 minutes left in the round.
Oh, okay. Yeah, jumpstart the TARDIS.
Okay.
And then go to my turn, and I'll draw this return.
Yep.
Play an island. 2
Yep.
Start the TARDIS. Spell 2, draw a card. I'll bend these 2 cards. Blue Delta and Fountain of the Third Path.
Okay.
Here you go.
Draw. Okay. I will cast this sleight of hand. Right, dragon.
Yeah.
I will attack you for 2.
I will take 2.
And I will say go.
Draw. I'm going to jumpstart the TARDIS, discarding a card as a cost. Check. So,
Going to Pyroblast.
cool.
Go ahead.
You're good.
Draw. 3. I'll attack you for 3.
Take 3.
I will cast the turn.
Draw. Feel like an idiot now. Nothing we ain't used to. Do 2 for an unmarked grave. Search for a non-legendary card, put in the graveyard.
Sure.
Yep. You put from the catacombs in there.
Right, that's a card.
You go.
Attack. You have 3 cards in hand?
Yep.
We're gonna chain lightning you, trigger.
Okay.
Then I will attack you for 4.
Okay.
I will say go.
Going to Bitter Triumph. Your sprite as additional cost. I'll discard Valgavoth.
I will cast the Dispel.
Yeah, that's game.
I appear to be cursed in going 2-1, but that's okay. today was pretty cool. I had a lot of fun with the deck, actually. Like I said, I actually do enjoy playing blue decks. It's just hard to justify it when usually the metagame is like 60%, 70% blue decks. And yeah, it was actually very cool to play like real anti-blue stuff. Obviously stuff like Pyroblast and Red Elemental Blast are going to look silly if you face like RDW every week. But I don't know. Like, if you're expecting to face blue decks, they just feel really good. Like, it just makes you feel so lean. And it's kind of hard to do that in this format. This format is very much a quality, go over the top type of format at this point, and it's pretty hard to be really lean and low to the ground. And I think I did pretty well today. Looking back at my games, I don't think I made any real mistakes. I think that the match that I lost was a judgment call and sort of out of my hands. So I guess let's talk about the matches. Match 1 was against a Esper control deck. And it just goes to show that when you play when you're just leaner and have a lot more interaction, you just get underneath bigger control decks. My opponent was trying to resolve Triumph of St. Catherine's that I then sudden edicted so they couldn't respond, or I would counter it or whatever. And I just sort of moved on with my life. Obviously, Ragavan is insane. Dark Confidant is insane if you can get it off, Psychic Frog, etc. But, the thing is that you don't need to go bigger on the curve if you have a lot of interaction. And by being able to play all the anti-blue stuff, I'm able to get the density of interaction that I need for those matchups. I think if you didn't have all these extra 1-mana counterspells, it'd be pretty rough. You'd be forced into playing a bunch more 2-mana counterspells, some more removal. You would just be clunkier, and that's why most decks err towards the side of mid-range. My second match was against Breach Storm, and I wouldn't say it's a bad matchup per se. It's not ideal in that this deck is not truly running a lot of graveyard hate. It's just basically Deathrite Shaman and Cling to Dust. I'm not running a Spellbomb or anything. I could have been running Nile Spellbomb. That would have been decent. I could have run like a Ghost Vacuum. That would have been okay. But I'm not running any real graveyard hate in this deck. And unfortunately, a lot of their key spells are artifacts or enchantments. So Breach, LED, etc. And other than Flusterstorm, it's kind of hard to counter a Brain Freeze because of Storm Trigger. So a lot of these extra counter spells don't really do anything. They're also not as blue as some other combo decks. There's just a lot of black spells, mostly tutors. So a bit of a rougher matchup. The first game, turn 1 Ragavan, basically snowballed out of control, which is what I really want. The second game, I kept kind of a sketchy hand. There's definitely a good argument for going to 5 there, but I felt decently confident that if I didn't die on turn 3 or turn 2, I was okay because I had Strip Mine to disrupt, and if I drew any second land, I had like 3 counterspells online, plus the Delver, which is First Pressure. So it felt okay. It didn't feel like it was worth mulliganing, but unfortunately, even through a Strip Mine, my opponent was able to kill me on their turn 3, which is, I want to emphasize, a bit unusual. Breach Storm is normally like a turn 3.3, 3.5 combo deck, which means that they more often than not go off on turn 3, but usually turn 4. And if you Strip Mine them, that is effectively setting them back a turn in most cases. So it's effectively like I got killed on turn 2, which is unusual. It's very much a high roll for the deck. And then that final match, I had a counterspell, which was my only form of protection, and I drew Cling to Dust. And I didn't hold up Cling to Dust because I was a little cramped on mana. And I wanted to add pressure because Sprite Dragon being a 1/1 does not add a lot of pressure. So I bolted my opponent so that I could deal some damage, make Sprite Dragon into like a real threat, and hold up Counterspell. And then next turn I could hold up Counterspell plus Cling to Dust. And I thought that would be good enough. And my opponent, unfortunately, drew kind of the nuts. My opponent had Mull to 5, and they told me that their hand was like 3 lands, Thought Scour, Git Probe, or something like that. And they just sort of drew the nuts. They naturally drew Black Lotus. Then they milled and drew into Entomb and Demonic Council. So they had 2 tutors. Then they drew into abeyance. So it's just like they had two counters, or two tutors and protection on a mull to 5 where they didn't keep any of those cards in their hand. You know, sometimes you get high rolled. Like, what are you going to do? I didn't hold up Cling to Dust, but after analyzing the game with my opponent afterwards, holding up Cling to Dust wouldn't have mattered, because if I had Cling to Dust and I try and cling his Lotus with the Demonic Council on the stack, then he just gets LED with Demonic Council and has Entomb to go get the Brain Freeze. If I let the Demonic Council resolve, I don't ever get priority, so I can't snipe the Black Lotus. If I let him recast the Black Lotus and then try and eat his Demonic Council so he doesn't have a tutor, then he still has Entomb in his hand. So I basically was just beaten. I needed like 3 levels of interaction, which is kind of insane that my opponent got that, but, you know, that's Magic. You got to look at games like that and say, did I actually lose because of mistakes I made in terms of mulliganing, deck building, you know, gameplay decisions, or did my opponent just high roll me? And in some cases, especially against combo decks, you just got to accept, yep, I was not winning that game. So a little frustrating, but, you know, it happens. And then that third match against Reanimator, I mean, I drew like no threats the entire game and just lived off of Deathrite Shaman. And Deathrite Shaman was really good that game. Just constantly eating away at the yard. I mean, it did like all the work that game. I'm glad I put Tropical Island in. I was thinking about not including it because the mana base was already pretty good and I didn't want to mess it up too much. But I figured Deathrite activation and Domain for evasive action was worthwhile, and thank God I put the Tropical Island in, because Deathrite activation basically just won me the game. Deathrite was constantly eating at fuel for Uro. I had enough cheap counter magic like Red Elemental Blast and stuff to keep Uro from coming onto the board. Normally Uro would be a nightmare for a deck like this, but with enough interaction, you can keep it from showing up. And then once I got green mana, I was able to just sort of lock out the game. I felt a little bad for my opponent. By the end of that game, I had Daze, Force of Will, Lose Focus, Mystical Dispute, Mental Misstep, and Force Negation. Like, nothing, they were never resolving anything ever that was important. Plus Deathrite obviously locking them out of a lot of their yard-based stuff. So yeah, a bit of a brutal matchup for my opponent. Game 2 was a little bit awkward having my Ancestral Recall taken, and I had to work without black mana for the entire game. But I was able to hold off long enough for Sprite Dragon to keep chipping in, and was able to keep my opponent off of reanimating anything. So yeah, I got a little bit lucky, but you know, tempo decks are generally favored into combo decks. That's kind of why traditionally you would see tempo as an archetype, but tempo traditionally also gets eaten by the bigger blue decks, which I think has been mitigated a little bit by the fact that I'm playing sort of the anti-blue package with, you know, Red, Power Blast, Mystical Dispute, Miscast, Flusterstorm, Dispel, cards you wouldn't even normally see in normal tempo, but are really good in the blue matchup, and that helps. But yeah, this deck was really cool. I'm going to play something different, but I just wanted to show that you can tech for a metagame using any kind of deck. If you like to play blue decks and you play only blue mirrors, maybe consider adding the anti-blue package in. I just wanted to show that like you don't have to have everything be fast mana stompy decks to play against blue decks. And I've been wanting to play blue decks. It's been a long time since I cast an Ancestral Recall, and despite what you may think about the card, it is a lot of fun to cast. So that was Grixis Tempo. If you've stuck around this long, thank you for watching. Feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the normal YouTube things. And thank you again. Have a great day. I will see you next time.